Yo, yo, yo. It's Thursday night. We're back.
We
July
are back.
by Vega and Dean Bayette, Smash Force Production Zone, the guy who works on Jeeps, F-150s, and Lexus SC 430s.
Yeah, it seems about it. Yeah. Good enough. Yeah. Yeah. What's happening, man?
Man, if you guys will excuse my new skin growing in,
Dude,
I did lotion, but yeah, it's done.
that's so sad.
You know the coldest part? Derek offered me suntan. He had sunscreen spray, and I was like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm good. Um, here's the
Sure.
thing.
You
I
did
thought,
the same thing last year.
I know, but I was like, well, it's gonna be, and it was fine like everywhere else because I golf, but I forget I wear a hat when I golf, so it blocks this part.
Yes.
So my 5 head got a little burnt, but it's healing up now.
I mean, I was in the tropics, dude, and I'm still pale as can be. You know. Dude,
Yeah,
when I put I do this. Like I use it as hair gel. I'm like, because
yeah.
I do not like being burnt.
This is really even my ears aren't bad. My ears and back neck, they kind of got used to it with the forehead though. I did get a big straw hat towards the end. So at the Down for Sound booth, Jacob hooked us up, but that
nice.
was about an hour before we left. So the damage was done. I was like, "You the man," but I'm already burnt. It was hot.
So you gotta was it cool like embroidered Down for Sound?
It's actually a patch.
Oh, very nice.
So it's like a patch on the straw hat.
Oh, that's cool.
I should have grabbed it. I should have wore it in. It's a little big though. So what's going on? Before we get into the show.
Yes.
What do you got? I just seen a video drop of the Jeep, the amp and
Oh yeah, that's just the whatever part 6 or whatever it is of the Jeep.
Yeah.
We got to finally review the little Bluetooth speakers we got from Powerbase.
I did see that. I've seen that.
Yeah. That's always fun. I love little Bluetooth speakers, man. I think they're so cool. Partly because I never get the opportunity to use them.
Yeah.
You know, like I got a stack, like you have a stack of crap all over behind you. I have a stack of little Bluetooth speakers like behind me that's just like
piling up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of using like I get to use the BF100 when I golf.
Yeah.
Because it'll fit in a cup holder.
Yes.
But I just recently switched it out with one that's magnetic.
Ooh.
So, it works a little bit better, but yeah.
So the one thing I did learn was we were on the cruise and I put my phone in airplane mode, and I never take my headphones to listen to music because we're always doing something. This time I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try something new. Instead of just sitting there and listening to people talk, which is annoying, I'm gonna put my earbuds in, and just a regular Apple crappy ones because I'm not really an earbud guy. And I found out that the phone, the music, even though we've downloaded it to the phone, if the phone doesn't ping a tower, either Wi-Fi or something to communicate back to the mothership, it just stops playing music.
For Apple Music?
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Spotify don't play that jazz. They go.
No.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I'm not changing either, but yeah, I found that out. That was neat. That was $12. I was kind of upset about that. Like, I mean, not really that. Well, I've been looking for an excuse to buy, a FiO little media player. That might be the excuse right there to do it.
There you go.
Yeah, I was not happy because it was like I was right in the middle of a walk. I was having a great time. I was in a good mood. I'm jamming out, and then I'm like,
dang,
that's weird. Like, and then luckily I got sidetracked after that. Had to go do some family crap, so it gave me time to kind of like think the problem through.
Yeah,
I was like, I guarantee you that's what it was.
You guys don't pay for the mediocre Wi-Fi?
We do for like Haley's phone, so we can do like Snapchats and stuff.
Right.
Outside of that, though, I don't want to be in contact with the world.
Yeah.
I don't want emails. I don't want any of that. Like I just want to. I don't take my phone out. Like I could leave my phone in the room, but they have to text message me to let me know where they're at on the boat. Other than that, I wouldn't have it. I could probably just do it with my watch, but
Yeah.
I don't want to know what's going on. I want to just so to me it makes perfect sense. Put in airplane mode, don't deal with it, you
Right.
know, and log into the boat's Wi-Fi for communication, and that's it. But no, it's like we were in Bahamas, so I was like, you're just looking at it, and you're like, you feel like you're in one of those spy movies. As soon as you turn it on, they're gonna know where you're at, and they're gonna send the helicopters to get you. And it was
Yeah.
like, as soon as I turn it on, boom, hey, we noticed you're out of the country. Thankfully, you have the AT&T Worldwide Traveler. This is going to cost you $12. Aren't you excited? Enjoy mediocre, crappy Bahamas crap, and then blah, blah. I'm like, and then 2 minutes later, hey, music played. I was like,
Oh, yeah. I typically don't use my phone except for at night. Like when I'm laying down,
yeah.
that's when I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get the phone out, look at some YouTube. I'm not answering emails.
I don't want. I got TV. I don't want to be phoned.
Yeah.
This time I was making sense. I was like, I want to play music. I think it'd be fun. I'm walking up a lot of stairs. Put one earbud in, walk up the stairs. Kind of like, yeah, this is fun. Because they do different things, and I kind of like fade into the sunset. And Haley would be like, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "On the other side of the boat. Where are you at?" Yeah. So then I got to run over there, and we got to play trivia. Yay!
Good times.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I love my FiO headphone amp. Okay.
You're just gonna have to go back and get the iPod Shuffle. Old school.
I have one. I have all of that. They're all not Bluetooth. So I mean, I probably have a touch somewhere, but I don't think it's any good. So
yeah.
But I mean, I still have my original iPod here somewhere.
The hard drive iPod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to plug it in and charge it, and then get wired headphones, and and then I was thinking, man, I should get a nice set of earbuds, because I don't like earbuds. Like, I don't use earbuds for anything. The only time I use them at the gym just because they work the best.
Yeah.
Because it's so loud in the gym, and I can't do this. I just think that is the dumbest thing ever. When I'm running, I have the bone conductor shocks, which are great, but in the gym it's so loud. I needed something in my ear, so I grabbed the apples and put them in there, because they're always have them with me just in case.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll bring them on the boat. I was excited. I was really enjoying it, because I never get a chance to just sit there and listen to music. And I was like, man, this is fantastic. And I realized how bad headphones actually sound. Like, I feel bad for you people that just only get to listen to headphones. And don't get me wrong, I have a shelf full of really expensive headphones. Very lackluster.
I would say you're the 1% of people that listen to a home audio system.
Me? Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because there's very few people that.
Oh yeah, and that's why people can't tune their cars.
Yeah. Well, listen, I've heard cars that sound way better in home audio systems than good home
really
audio.
Crappy home audio systems.
No, good, like $17,000 tower speakers.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you have to. It's all about the environment. Like, what environment is it in? And
well, yeah.
Oh, you got it right here in the room. It's like,
right. But when you do, dude, at Master Tech, Andy had Bob, the sound engineer guy, and they set up Andy had made, and Waymire from Audio Frog had made these towers at one point with a sub, and they were really nice. And they like laser point set these things up, man. And the engineer, Bob, walked you through what you were listening to and how the process was done, and how he dissected the song into pieces and built it back up and moved things in time and space, and you're just sitting there and you're just like just blows your. There's never been a car there's never been a car that you'll get that experience in. And these weren't like $1 million speakers. They were just regular GB speakers, that somebody built Andy a box for. And the room was just, there was at one point you're sitting and you're listening, and it sounded like you were like 2 rows back on a stage, like they were up on a stage, and you could literally hear the instruments moving.
Yeah.
How sometimes people will walk around in like a concert, and you could hear that, and you're just like, oh, that is just the freakiest shit ever.
This is a whole thing that gets me, because concerts never sound like that.
No, and they're not going to,
Yeah.
because they're mic'd for one, and they're
Yeah.
playing through an array up here. So the lead singer could be left or right, and the array is just playing his voice.
So where's the point of reference come from then?
In a live concert, there isn't one.
Well, what I'm saying, because most people are basing their system off a live concert setting, and it's like every live concert I've been to never sounds like this. I've been to some awesome concerts. Like if you're in a small, like we saw Tears for Fears once,
Yeah,
a small venue, that
Yeah.
was awesome. Like acoustic and yeah.
But so like if you look at how it was explained to me, is that when you look at like a concert, the arrays all have to present sound to everyone in this area. So whether it's a stadium or it's a arena, and so they're designed to do that, so that no matter where you're sitting, you're experiencing what you feel is this live performance. Like the instruments are coming from this. So a lot of it is disbelief, in that you see him standing there singing, so that is where the sound is coming from. And as he's moving across the stage, there's no way for it to track like through the speakers. It's just you're looking and turning your head, but the sound it's almost mono.
Right.
So it's not, but it almost gives you that perception of it, and so that you're feeling him move.
Right.
You know, whereas in a digital domain or an analog track where it was recorded through multiple microarrays or something like that, where you could feel time and space and whatnot, which is going to be like a disc or recorded or whatever, you're going to get a different experience for sure.
Well, I think it's all based. If I had to guess, I would say it's all based on like orchestral type stuff, because that's different. A lot of those aren't mic'd the same way, and you actually can kind of feel like you would in a nice audio system. Whereas like a live venue, like if you're going to see Kiss, you're not. I mean, the Eagles is one that everyone likes to play. Hotel.
Oh God! Don't even say it. Don't say it.
No, you know it, right? But you know, like if you're in that venue, like it didn't sound like that. This is the representation of what they think it should have sounded like.
Correct. Yeah. Well, and the other thing too, like in the early days of DSP, like the whole concept behind DSP, one of the early stories is how they were like, let's record it in this big arena,
right?
One of those old school, conch shells, as it were, or clamshells, and like we'll record it in that, put the mics, and when we get home, we'll play it back, and it'll sound, and it didn't. And they were like, what happened? Because I heard it. So then they took the recording and they went in the recording and played it back in the area, and it sounded live because it recorded all the acoustics, but it had no way to play it back in your room because the rooms didn't match the acoustics that it had recorded. But if you took the track back and put it into the room it was recorded in, it would sound like that. And they were like, oh, okay, I see what we got to do here. So that's when they started mapping the room to fake the room.
Right.
And that was early DSP, where you had hall, church, stadium, live. It was like,
It's like, I guess it's, and we'll see in a second, trying to portray bass. If you don't see it, there's no way to portray like how bass is going or how it feels, how it sounds, how it feels, and the experience.
Well, the one thing about headphones, it's like it's all like right here, and it's very narrow. It's just, which I guess if you have a sound bar, like people can appreciate that.
It's tuned like that, like Cassie's car. It's tuned right in front of you for the left seat.
Yeah,
right in you for the right seat.
Yeah. Go Mercedes Benz.
Yeah.
All right, what's Melissa got going on over here? She's like, Dean, want some comedy for the day? SiriusXM rep stopped in today to tell us how awesome and profitable the products are. We kicked him out immediately. I told him selling a $99 tuner with $12 of profit isn't worth my time, and no income from subscription. No, thank you. Oh, and their products sound like AM radio. Oh my gosh.
How else you can listen to Howard Stern, man?
Like that's about it. Like I listen to like the comedy. Music sucks. I don't know what it is lately too. So the other bad thing is like now you have that XM360, that includes like XM, Pandora, and Slacker Radio.
So like all the worst audio.
All the worst shit there is. And so, dude, for like the last 2 weeks, I've gotten these guys that have all come in and complain about how bad. This is what's okay. Follow this fucked up shit, right?
Yeah.
You're coming in to complain about how bad this stuff sounds, and the first thing you do is play your music, and it's either Sirius XM or Pandora. And I look at you and I go, "Hey, just want you to know that your choice of subscription provides us with the worst playback of this song possible." Yeah. But I want to improve. If you really want to improve the way it sounds, let's start by you actually using a quality subscription service, such as, I don't know, Spotify, Apple, Yahoo, YouTube, or Amazon, whatever. Just anything other than Pandora. It is literally the worst. Like, you are hearing the worst version of this song.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know, but what I want to do is, I just want to get out of this car.
And you can't even pick your tracks on Pandora. So that's or XM. You just listen to whatever you have to play. Yeah, I guess Tidal's still the number one.
No,
I never used it, but
no, Apple actually, we finally saw there's 2 guys now that have done the test. Apple Music wins every time.
Really
got the best playback. Yeah,
I can't switch. I'm so entrenched. I got into Spotify so early.
Oh yeah,
I had to live with my 320.
That's
I'm
okay.
surprised they haven't tried to go after that yet. But
what?
After the high res stuff, or at least offer
Spotify?
it. Yeah,
they have high res.
Yeah, 320.
Is that what it is? I mean, what was that? What you have to pay, or is that what it's called?
No, it's 320 kilobytes.
Oh, how much more do you need?
It's the 480 or the 48-bit. I think is what Apple lossless does entirely.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like 2 steps up from where I'm at.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. I'm not closing my eyes and sitting in the seat listening.
Yeah, I don't care at all. You know? I mean, I just play me some music that's recorded well and doesn't suck. I don't care who's doing it. I mean, if Pandora did it, I would listen to their shit. But like, listen, if all you're listening to is some shitty headphones, like, rock on. But you're gonna complain about how it sounds in your stereo? Come on, man.
Dude, as soon as Apple comes out with a way to import all playlists from other services, I'm down, dude. Outside, because I already pay so many other Apple services, I could just combine them.
Well, you can.
Yeah.
No, you can't combine all your Apple services.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I can't import all my playlists from Spotify. I'd have to
No, yeah. You think there'd be an app for that?
I guess
somebody would make an app.
There should be, but Spotify's sitting there trying to. They got control of it. They're like, we got Joe Rogan and all these playlists you built for 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
but I would just take screenshots of this shit and make my own new ones.
Yeah.
One of the things I've been trying to do for years is put my photos in albums. And so at all the downtime when I was on the cruise, that was my thing. I was talking about it on the podcast, how like this is one of my life goals is to get all my photos, not realizing how many thousands of photos I have, but I made a substantial dent in the library of photos. So I'm trying to get them all into playlists so that I can find shit.
Well, that's the whole thing with you can import to Tidal. I knew that, but if I'm listening to music critically, I'm just going to get the disc or I'm going to download it to USB and just do it that way. Otherwise, I got playlists. I'm just listening to it with the windows down half the time. So
but the reality is if you listen to Spotify, that's what you play is Spotify. If you're tuning a car, you tune it to Spotify.
Right, yeah.
And it'll sound fine. If that's the vacuum you live in, play it to that vacuum. I mean, we just use Apple because it's got the most level ruler in the bunch, and it plays out the farthest. So if this is the benchmark, that means we're going to edit it on software. We're going to edit it using a track that is the best that we can get, so that no matter how bad anything else is, we at least know that we're as neutral as we can. Nothing is influencing it. It's not we're not overcompensating for something that isn't there. Your shit might suck, but you can always work your magical 3 basement treble on your radio and do whatever you need there. So
And I've always been the guy since 12 Talk started that to me just convenience trumps fidelity all the
Oh,
time.
100%.
I'm always in that guy. So
welcome to the world that we live in.
yeah,
I mean that convenience trumps everything. And
yeah.
that hey, listen, that's rule number 3. Good enough is good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly.
Good enough is good
It's
enough.
the best
Baby.
streaming I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's
Best
not.
cracker I've ever eaten.
It's definitely not. But it's good enough.
Yes, it is definitely tough, especially when the customer's already got a chip on their shoulder, and they're already like being, for lack of a better word, douchey. And you're just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. All right. So enough of that. I'm dying to know what happened this weekend on your side of the world. You and Derek teamed up. The Giants were in town. The Titans were out. You released the Krakens. How did it go? What was it like? Talk to me.
Oh my goodness.
Did you what?
It's not one to let me share my screen without restarting Chrome.
All right. I mean, I could play along here for a minute by myself.
Yeah. All right. So just vamp for a second, restart Chrome, then I should
restart Chrome.
All right.
All right. I'm going to read Melissa's. It says, yeah, it's tough to explain the difference to customers, even when demoing. Most of them are used to the layout of what they chose. Yeah, no, I get it. Some guys I can get to change, though, because they're like, they hear how good something else sounds, and I'll play their songs. I'm like, no, I'll pay the $10. I've even had guys come back and be like, man, this is awesome. Lossless is 20-bit and goes to 24,192 for high res, but not all tracks are that high. Yes, and the other thing too to consider is like when these things were originally recorded, there was no way to actually record them in that. So even if they're going back and getting the original tape, 4-track tape or 8-track tape or whatever tape it was, it's still not. They're having to take the best that they can get it and then just oversample the recording. So we're just getting the best of what we already had. So is that really high res? I mean, are we hearing anything we didn't hear before? I don't know. I don't think so. But new stuff, yeah. But if I'm gonna get a 30-year-old track, I don't think that really matters. There he is. Oh wow.
Back. So this is EXO's build.
Oh shit.
And you see the little pieces of wood screwed down there?
Yes.
Apparently, it was shaking so hard that this whole bank was going off the edge.
Oh.
So
those are there to hold it.
Those are there to hold it in place until they
get
a permanent fix.
Dude, what amps are those?
Those are the Incriminator Audio. And those amps in particular, they Derek could explain it better because he did the review on them. But the way they stack them, because they want their power and ground going parallel.
Okay.
But they don't have to do something in the circuitry.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like deliver smoother power. So they're double stacked. So they're short, but they're double stacked.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's pretty nuts.
And those things are intense, man. His whole system. I don't think I have video of his system. But I do have some more pictures, so let's open that up.
You say that took him like what, 4 or 5 years to build?
Yes, dude, he was building this forever.
Yeah, that's cool.
So let me close this one out.
Look at all that wire.
Yeah, that's an insane amount of wire. So I think I have it from a different angle. I do have his clamp meter. I'll show that. Oh, this can be a nightmare if I have to do it every one. But it is what it is. So his clamp meter, while playing, believe it or not, I never seen this. Only reads up to 400.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the same one I have. This might be the 600, but I never seen it overload. So with all that power, it was only, and I think I do have video of that.
Wow.
Let me keep going through here. Let's see. How about some old school?
Soundman, bassman, nowhere to be found. LOL. That's funny.
He talked all that shit, huh? He didn't show up.
Well, I mean, come on, man. It's okay.
No, we love Doug. I was just talking to Derek about him over the weekend. So check this system out, dude. Just look at the tower of power here.
So those are Terra amps in the middle, right?
Terra amps in the middle.
So we got PPI Art Series on top.
And then those are Terminator Audio 40.1s, the same ones like EXO has.
What are the Terra amps killing?
The mid-range. This is it's not a stump wall, but the doors have like, and I think I have pictures of it, they have like 6 to 8 drivers in each door.
Fantastic.
And then I think the PPI arts were towards it or on the mids. And then I think the Incriminator Audio, I think there might have been subs in here somewhere. You couldn't hear them over the mids, but I thought, I was like, dude, what a stack of amps for a system.
Yeah, I would definitely not use those precision powers.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I think it was just...
Those are probably the most inefficient thing in that rack. You know? He's got the fan blowing on the wrong thing.
And I'm pretty sure they were on the tweeters.
Oh, of course. You want them to sound good. You got to use A/B class, right?
I guess so. Voice amps, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about, Chris. Those things are like clockwork, man. They just tick, tick, tick.
I want to see if I could find I don't know if I had a picture of the doors on that particular one. Oh, let me look. I don't think I got pictures of the doors on that one.
That's okay. I'm pretty sure all of these are keepers.
Yeah. Let's share this one. You guys might recognize this one here.
Hello, hiss. You mean floor noise?
This is the wasted information build.
Okay. So we got 2 war horses. No, those are all war horses.
These are all war horses. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There's 16 12s, 16 war horses, and then I think these are the 1004s, like the ones, yeah, for the doors.
Jesus Christ!
And we do have video of this one.
Wow.
So we have video of Derek in this one.
Where did they find that van? Jesus Christ!
I don't know. So let's look at the. You're gonna love these. You know we love these mids here. That's the mids, the ones we love so much.
Oh yeah, square baby.
If you build something custom, you know you put them in there.
I mean, yeah.
You got the bullet tweets and
you got a dash that's falling apart, and
dude, that whole van is falling apart.
I mean, the fact that the van is even there,
yes,
like, and the doors haven't ripped, and
the roof is welded back together. There, I don't have a picture, but there is a picture of Kyle Rutherford with his fist through the roof. Where it ripped.
I don't doubt it for a minute, because like a buddy of mine had one of those, and it ripped to shreds.
Yeah, and then
it's just so weird to see just metal just crack in half, and you're just like,
and it's like, you know, music did this. So
that inside of it.
This is inside of it. 16 Solo X 12s, I believe. Yeah, they are 12.
I dig the windows.
Yeah. You're gonna dig the front window as well.
Oh,
but
great. I'm surprised they don't have a brace going from the top to the bottom like most of these cars would.
You know, I'm surprised as well.
I mean, unless he's got like 10 sheets of plywood on the roof.
That's very likely.
Yeah. I mean, with all those, I'm sure that we used, 8 sheets of 1/2-inch plywood and we rolled the glue on. And I'm not meaning to pick on him because I don't know him, but oh yeah, see, perfect. They're gonna duct tape up the window so it can be trashed. I think that's amazing. See, to me, that's an SPL show. Like,
dude, and they done this at the show. Windshield. They done it. They got a new windshield before the show, and they did this at the show.
See, I personally think the best way to do this is to just like hood pin on the windshield.
Yeah.
And then just take it off when you get to the show. Why waste it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and a lot of them will do plexi, but I'll tell you, with this hole in there, when it was playing, I was about 6 feet back on the video I'm gonna show you where Derek's in
Yeah,
there,
that was
and
probably stupid.
it was still shaking my head.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but see, now you got to worry about glass everywhere.
Yeah, they got most of the glass out, but there's still some flying. And I think.
Yeah, and you got all that air. It just seems like a really dumb liability. Like all steel caged. Oh, is it all steel caged? Oh, that's fantastic, bro. Dude, I would be afraid. I would be afraid, but I would definitely sit in it for sure. There's no question about it. You know, because like when I sat in all of Bobby's cars at SEMA that one year, Jesus Christ, those were awesome. It was funny too because I took Matthew Palumbo out there from audio control, and he just giggles like a little girl. He's like, I can't help it, I just giggle. I'm like, you're a mess.
All right. Can you hear that?
Oh yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ. That's insane. And what you'll do for you got glass everywhere. Well, at least they took the side windows out. See, that's what I would do to the front windshield.
Right. Yeah.
Take them out. Why even have them?
Because it's fun to blow them up.
I get it. I mean, if you're gonna do that, so here would be funny, right? Make it out of like candy.
Yeah.
Hollywood glass.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just like boom, so it all blows
just
out.
Exploding everyone.
Yeah.
Look at that pure joy, though.
That's
pure joy.
That's so cool. He looks like an old guy in there with that hat on, man.
Yeah.
He was the guy mowing your grass, and he heard you playing it in the yard, and was like, "Hey, you think I can get a hit of that?"
Dude, I got one of those on too in the later video. After I'm already sunburned.
Hey man, and if anybody's in the Basshead community needs a single DIN radio, let me know. I got your hookup. I got them from all the years. Just let me know which one you want. We got them all. We got them all. That's fantastic.
Let's get back into some of the just crazy builds we got here. Some more pictures.
We got to get out to one of these.
Yeah, you do. It's fun, man. I wore earplugs the whole time. Just not really because of the bass, but because like those stunt walls and stuff. But look at these amps. This is the same small a van, right? I think these are like 20K amps. Someone in chat probably knows, but
I mean that big, they have to be 20K, 20K, 30K, 5,000, 5 million.
They're the length of like a
they're like 36 inches. Yeah.
But they're like triple the width.
They're gigantic.
Yeah, those things are freaking huge. Hertz had an amp like that. Yeah.
That like it was so obscenely wide and long. Like you see a picture of it and you're like, it looks normal because it's like to scale, unlike like the surfboard that's really long and narrow.
Yeah.
And like those, I'm sure you just like the Arc audio amp we have hanging on the wall, the purple one.
Right.
Like when you look at it actually like looks kind of small. And then then you're like, oh no, it's scaled.
Right.
It's like they just made it physically. And Brian calls me and he goes, man, that amp looks so tiny on the wall. I'm like, it's not, trust me. It's very big. It's really big.
Yeah, it's let's get the next one going here. So this one was at the Down for Sound demo area.
Wow.
This was a stunt wall situation here. This thing was freaking loud.
Yeah.
This thing was loud.
That's pretty.
Yeah. They had one. Someone had one that they took all the Down for Sound amps in colors, and they had like the Mexican flag on top, and they had the colors lined up. So all the amp rack was a Mexican flag. I was like, I lost the picture. I think maybe Derek has it. I might have to get him to send it to me, but
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was cool.
I mean, I feel like if I was gonna do like a wall and I had Down for Sound amps, I'd do like bubblegum. I get all of them different colors.
Yeah. Yeah, like the linear powers back in the day.
Yeah. Except for camo. I don't want anything camo. Camo is dumb.
Yeah.
Camo will always be dumb.
Let's see what. Oh, let's just go. Let's go straight to this one right here.
I love how they call them Skittles, not gumballs. Because everyone's like, "What's a gumball?"
Yeah. What's that? Who does a gumball?
We had more flavors in gumballs than we did in Skittles. Yeah. Oh, look at that! Look at you with your earplugs in.
That hat and earplug, dude. I'm a wimp. Like I'm not going.
Ghost audio.
This is probably one of the top 5 loudest vehicles.
See, that's a windshield right there.
Yeah.
Dude.
Wait till it gets to the end.
I'm just looking at the speakers in the door. The door's like 12 inches thick.
Oh, and it's heavy too.
I'm sure.
We got about 10 more seconds as it gets stupid.
Oh, okay. It's JP in there too.
Yeah, this is JP's van. His Tahoe. Yeah.
The original Tahoe.
Yeah. The one's been rebuilt several times. And like I said, it's like in the top 5 loudest vehicles I've ever been in.
I'm sure.
The hat's fixing to go. It survived though.
Well, it's because it's tied around your head, dude.
I know,
but choking you.
I've seen them rip to shreds before.
Wow.
So that was fun.
Jesus Christ.
That was intense for sure.
That's nuts.
Then we got to me and Derek. We're Parker's bodyguard here, so I'll show you that. Parker the base head. This is scale.
Yeah, exactly. He's normal height. Just saying.
I don't. What are we saying normal is?
5 something.
Yeah, 5'7" ish.
Yeah, 5'8", 5'7". That's normal height. So he's probably about my height.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah, maybe a little shorter. He's probably a little shorter than you, but yeah.
Yeah, you got your Hey Dudes on.
That's all I wear, man. You wear toe socks, I wear Hey Dudes.
It's all good. It's all good. You got the cheaper deal. There's a Tesla that was this in the park. Did the Tesla have something?
That's Jacob Fuller's Tesla right there.
Oh, okay.
See, Derek, he wore 2 shirts. I should have. I'm sweaty as hell, but hey, I didn't feel like sweating more by wearing 2 shirts. So
that's right. He's got the cargo pants on, so he's ready to jump out of a plane.
He's ready to roll, man. He's got them pockets is full too.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
He's got a battery pack in there. He's ready. Like he's got everything.
Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, he's what, 6'6"?
Derek's 6'4".
6'4". So you're what, 6'1", 6'2"?
I'm 6'2", a little over. So he's about 2 inches taller than me.
Yeah,
half 2 inches taller.
So those pockets are like duffel bags.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's got everything in those pockets except water when we needed it. He didn't have a water.
I mean, he probably drank it.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do I have a cool picture of? I don't think all of them uploaded. The rest of it are pictures of the best meal I had while we were there. So I was going to save that for the next show, the best meal.
Okay, save that for the next
show.
Yeah,
I'm going to save that for the next show.
I got an inch on Derek. Oh, there you go. All right. Well, giant. You guys can all walk around like giants, man.
Yeah.
Get Mark from Cardio Fab, and you guys can just be like.
I didn't realize that he was that tall until you told me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, any picture that me and Fernando are standing next to him, Fernando looks like a freaking 4-year-old. Everyone's. I didn't realize Dean was that short. I go, I'm not that short. He's that tall. Fernando's that short. He's that tall. I'm normal height in the middle at 5'8". So, right?
Oh,
the hell! It's like a circus show. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So it was a good time.
Oh, it was great, man. We got to meet people that watch the channels, and shout out to Chef Leon. I remember his name. I forgot. I'm terrible with names. Like you guys know this. Justin is also tall. I think Justin's close to Derek's height, so he's taller than me.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, we got to meet people, hang out. You know, didn't kiss no babies, but
Thank God.
we were out there dying, man. It was hot. It was hot as hell.
Fernando weighs like 83 pounds. Yeah. He's a small guy. Yeah. Yeah, I worked with a guy that was 6 something too. He was like 6 something, 360 pounds. He was a big boy. I don't know how he worked on these cars.
That's not a good installer size.
Dude,
Speaking from experience.
No,
Yeah. I'm 6'2",
Um,
270, and it's not easy being cheesy.
Nando is short but strong. Yeah, so Chris came by Monday, spent the day with us, was on the Monday show. That was fun.
I caught that before I went on the plane. Most of it, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Chris, I don't know what you're talking about. No, kidding. Nah, come on, man. Svelte.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it's hard enough. Like it's not an easy thing to do at any size. You know, some of the stuff that we have to do, getting out of the cars and moving around as fast as we are. My biggest concern at this point is just aging out of the profession. You know, but I'll work it as long as I can. So,
well, you just got to start being the boss.
I thought I already was, but still, the work's still got to get done. I mean,
yeah, but not the working boss.
I don't think there isn't a working boss in the 12 volts. I mean, it's just how it is.
Oh man.
Yes, got to be very gentle. I had grown to hate to get under his ash. Yeah, I know. Didn't realize how tall Rob was until standing next to him.
Everyone thinks I'm like 5'10" or something.
Yeah. No, so it was funny. Oh Jesus Christ, the CMA, the guys from Canada,
right,
that do that. Ben Wu, the host, he's Asian.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you're like, you watch him, a little baby face Asian guy, and you're like, you're thinking he's like 5'2", 5'4", maybe 5'6". Motherfucker's like your height. He's like 6'2",
sumo size.
And I go, what? He goes, yeah, I'm like 6'2", bro. I said, are you serious? He goes, yeah. Because you just think I'm small because I'm Asian. I'm on the screen.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm fucking. And sure enough, man, go see him. He's fucking giant. And you're like,
that's funny.
All right, Shout out to the fat guys.
Oh, I think Sean's beard is almost 5 foot by itself.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
How white these teeth are.
You whitening? You whitening, bro?
No, I don't whiten. I just brush them.
Yeah.
Twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. I got, I hate it when, the fucking, hey, going to get your teeth cleaned, and they're like, well, there's this one spot. I'm like, fuck you. Well, they're still shorter than me and is a toothpick. And that's what you got to have. Can't catch a kicker guy at a Sundown, but I wish I went to hang out with yeah. I mean, why not, right? So you got to see Bill there, I'm guessing.
Yep, Bill Frog was there. I don't know what we're going to call it. Is he still Bill Frog?
I don't see why he can't be. I mean, who cares? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. No, I talked to him today because he might be going to Knowledge Fest in September. And we toyed with the idea for about 5 minutes. And then I was like, I think I could do something else better with my money.
There you go.
Yeah. Just wait. We got SEMA coming up. So that'll be fun. I think. I don't know. That'll be interesting. Where was that show at?
Hickory, North Carolina.
So Bill's actually working for Sundown, the Sundown group. So there's like 9 companies in that group that he's now handling all the social media for.
Yes, Excess Power, and
there's a bunch of them.
There's a bunch, yeah.
So the drawing software I use. Okay, so all right. Here's the deal. I'm a Mac user. All right, so when you want to draw CAD stuff, so he's asking what drawing software do you use on the Glowforge? Glowforge is a 2D thing, right? Everybody is now, because lasers are expensive, all right? Even the basic Glowforge is expensive as could be now. Everything's like $5,000. I mean, you can go get the thing for $1,000 from the craft show or store, which is fine if you know, but whatever. So if I was new to the drawing side of things, like I've never drawn anything before, I've never used any CAD apps or anything like that, and I would recommend using Fusion 360. You can download it for free, and they're like, you got to like dig through the pages, and then they have like a home garage version of it, which is the same thing that's free. I would learn that software first. I would spend the time because that software will be, you can use that for lasers, you can use it for CNC machines, you can use it for 3D printers. So it's a better thing. Now, if the only thing you're ever going to do is 2D shit and you want to learn a 2D app, on the Mac, I bought an app for $25 that's called Amadine, Amadine, and I can draw anything I want in 2D. So all the stuff you see me draw on the laser that I print out, I can do that. And I'm really proficient with that app. Like, I've figured it out. I know how to use it. I can build stuff and design stuff like really quick. Whereas Fusion is like totally different application. So it's like changing the thought. So I have Fernando concentrating on Fusion so that he can, because he never really took to Amadine. It just kind of, he didn't like it. And so I was like, all right, well, you learn Fusion then. And so that'll give me time to, you know, what we'll do is we'll tag out. So once he's more proficient with Fusion, I can have him just designing stuff and I can take my time to learn Fusion. So, yeah. And then Chris just turned me on to a new one, which is Tinkercad.
Yeah.
Which is Fusion for kids. So it's made by the same people that make Fusion 360. So it's just their school version of it.
Right.
Which I'm going to download that this weekend and play with it. We were looking at it when he was up there on Monday, and he's designing all his stuff in it. And there again, it's made by Fusion. So what I'm thinking is that it's just a scaled down version of it. So as you learn that, you'll be able to transition into Fusion easier. But at least that's my thought on it. So I look at it, it's probably a lot like when you're using iMovie and then you graduate to Final Cut Pro.
Yeah.
It's very similar, but like different. But yeah, to anybody that's just getting into like CAD drawing or 2D drawing or whatever, I would just say learn Fusion or something like that. But it's, you know, it's all hard. It's not hard. It's the other problem too that I see with a lot of this stuff is a lot of these guys are just jumping into the software and have never built anything.
Yeah.
So you really don't like, I know it's kind of counterproductive because everyone's like, oh, use this so you can build stuff and it's faster. And yeah, but the like the mindset behind it is totally crazy. Like I just got done for the cruise. I built this pirate ship.
Yeah.
Moon behind it and all that fun stuff. And it was 6 or 7 layers of stuff. And each layer had to have its own, you know, but you're just looking at it.
Right.
You know, it's just a bunch of lines and you're just looking at it and it makes sense to you, you know, because you know what you got to do. And you got to tell it what to score, what to cut. And then in this piece, what to score, what to cut. And then, yeah. And like,
you have to understand how it goes together to make it.
Right. You know, and you have to do all that in your head.
Right.
Which is like in Fusion, you don't necessarily have to do it that way because you can actually build it in 3D space.
Right.
And so you can add the layers into what they need to be, which is kind of cool. So
see, back when I was using this, how old I was AutoCAD 14, and then we transcribed it with Router Sim. So this was using old CNCs that were new at the time.
Yep.
But you drew everything up in AutoCAD 14, then you coded it in Router Sim, which always messed up. So you'd have to go back and it'd do the basic, like what AI could do for you. Then you go in and fine tune it. But
yeah. Yeah, so like different, like, so most lasers need like an SVG file.
Yeah.
And so it can go from there. Colors are layers. So if you design, you know, when you're designing something, you don't design it all black.
Right.
It's multiple colors, and so and those colors denote when something is going to cut in the lineup, so that you know, like, so for example, when you're drawing on a laser, you the final cut has to be the outside cut. So a lot of the times, like on a speaker, you'll have the hole for the speaker, you'll have the little holes that need to be cut out, and then the last thing you want to do is cut out the whole shape. If you make it all black, it's just gonna go, whatever I want to do. Guaranteed, it's gonna cut the exterior hole first. It's gonna work its way in, which
Yeah.
is sucks because it's like, no, it's not what I want you to do.
Well, where I worked before, so we would do a lot of the wood shop work for a limousine company, and they would glue up these really nice walnut centerpieces and armrests and stuff that we had to cut. Well, they would spend like a week building it up and getting it rough shaped, and we'd come in and do the engraving and kind of trimming and all that. Like if you didn't cut it right, you know, you've run a CNC that if you don't have the part where it tells it to pick the bit up, it just goes.
Yep.
So it's like $1,400. God. Yeah. It's happened more than once with more than one person.
Yeah.
That was at the old job, not where I work now, but
yeah. So the one trick for laser is you buy cardboard.
There you go.
Cardboard is cheap. Wood sucks. Like I try not to cut any wood on the laser at all. So like in the beginning, we were cutting 1/8-inch wood as just like templates and stuff. And it's so dirty and disgusting and gets everywhere. It's like, so the only thing we cut is acrylic or cardboard. Because even at the price of acrylic, just what wood does as far as how dirty it makes everything, it's worth spending the money to just cut the acrylic and go, oh crap, wrong size, throw it away. The hardest part about doing anything with a laser is dealing with the scrap.
Right.
Because everything is usable, you know? So it's like if you got to cut something small and you got this Swiss cheese piece of acrylic, it's like I can just cut it right here, and which is great, as opposed to taking out a brand new sheet and just cutting a little circle, and it's like, oh crap. But so you end up keeping all this extra shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, like when is this, like we should just throw it away and start over? You know?
You need to set up defined rules, like if it is less than 20% of its
well, and honestly, that's what you have to do, and I suck at it because I'll be like, oh look, and a lot of times what I'll do is I'll grab pieces and I'll break them into like this. There's this piece like this big, and I'll break it all off and throw that in a drawer, and I'll be like, oh, perfect size.
So you're like Cassie when she's loading the dishwasher. She's like, I'm gonna get everything in here. We're not doing two.
You know, it's funny too because I don't need to do that. Like it's I can just throw the shit away and be fine with it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, when we were at Mobile Solutions and Brian's throwing away all his scrap acrylic, I'm just going. Do you know what I could make out of this? You know, and it's just like, hey, it's trash. All right, it's trash.
Yeah,
just let it go. It's trash. You know.
Definitely.
I saw his process firsthand. Yeah. What did we have to make when he was there? Oh, we were working on a Hummer. Stupid Hummer. And they took out the OnStar piece, and we had to put 2 USB chargers and the USB charger there. It was just And so it was like cut it out of cardboard. Realized I cut it backwards and I had to flip it. And
I mean, that's not how it goes.
Dean, I know you don't do price, but do you know if Paul just charges like 15% of the labor for part charge? You know, I wish I could answer this with like some to cover tapes, it ties with tech, etc. Honestly, I have no idea how he does it. It makes no sense to me how he does it. I think what he does is just kind of takes like from the previous year how much expense we had from the install bay, and that just gets rolled into the next year's price as far as like installation is. So he doesn't break it out as a subcategory. Like a lot of people just put like a $20 miscellaneous charge on there.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that. It's just like it's this, and that kind of encompasses
So some builds he might lose on, some builds he might gain on. It evens
No,
out.
he never loses. Don't kid me. He never loses. Never loses.
The house.
But you know, whether we're making the brackets or he's selling, there's always like a bracket charge. You know, he's really good at that, but I don't know how he does it because it makes no sense to me. I just know that like with the installs we do, the price of the installations are just like right now, everything is just so fucking expensive, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure Melissa feels the same way. It's just like, you know, man, if you're not buying everything just right, like you're just getting hammered. Like we switched to JK tape instead of Tessa tape. That's another story. But I need to like we can buy direct. We can buy it direct from JK tape, no big deal. And Fernando sent me the form, and that's something I can just take care of and fill it out and just buy the shit on my own. I have to have Paul do that. But the last month I just haven't had time to do it, so we ordered some from Metra.
Right.
And Fernando's like, I think it's like the same price, and it was like $6 more to buy the same amount of tape from Metra as it is just buy it direct. And he's like, oh, that's not bad. I'm like, dude, that's 2 rolls of tape. Yeah, I said that's 2 rolls of tape on every order, so that's like 6 rolls of tape after we've bought 4. I mean, that's like buy 4 get a roll for that's 4 for 5. I mean, that's substantial savings. I mean, you know, we try to buy. Somebody was complaining like, I don't know where they buy their shrink wrap, and I was like, I buy it from Electroduck.
Yeah,
you know, it's our Electroduck. Yeah, I think it's Electroduck. It's placed on YouTube. I mean, on the internet, electroduck.com.
It's a 1980s website, but it works efficiently.
No, they've done it all. It's all new.
I haven't ordered from them for a while.
Yeah, it's all snazzy and new and looks pretty. And
check it out now.
Yeah, I mean, don't get too excited.
Yeah,
it's like 1990s website. But they, we were looking at the prices yesterday because Eduardo from Techno Express was in. It was a busy week apparently.
Yeah,
and because if you want TechFlex as a dealer and you use a ton of it, the best place to buy TechFlex is from TechFlex.
Yeah.
The problem is that they sell a ton of TechFlex. They're not really set up for somebody buying a couple hundred feet of TechFlex. You know, they want thousands of feet of TechFlex. And so, like, he does a ton of boats. So they use tons of TechFlex in their boats. Sage, it sounds good, uses a ton of TechFlex in their systems that they sell. We don't do 100 systems a month that we need thousands and thousands of feet of TechFlex. So we're a nuisance that I would have to buy a half year at a time, and I don't want to store a half year. So, the next best price I found was Electroduck, and they're the guys that supply all the stuff to Amazon. So you pay more to get it on Amazon. You just buy it from them. Same shit. We still barely break even in many months. We're not even getting, unfortunately, but the year end it's even out. Yeah. So I think what he's been doing is just kind of taking it like every 6 months and seeing what we're spending on expense. Because I buy my acrylic. So I buy my acrylic pre-cut for the Glowforge off Etsy.
Right.
Because that's just the easiest way to do it. Because even if I got it from my local place, I still have to cut it, which means I have to find time to do that. And I got to worry about chipped edges. It comes shipped, beautiful, pre-cut, gorgeous, all done. It's worth whatever the extra is that I'm paying, which really isn't that much. Right. So it's a pretty fair price. All the TechFlex and shrink wrap both come from Electroduck. The labels we have printed come from Wire Care, which is just highway robbery. Like I'm almost to the point where I'm just going to buy the machine probably next year.
You can get the machine for like what, 4,000? Somewhere in that range, 35.
Even cheaper now. I saw one the other day for like $2,600.
Yeah.
So,
definitely worth it.
And it might be because fuck these things. Like you got to buy $400 worth of this stuff and it's like nothing.
Yeah,
you're at $600-700 for shrink wrap. It's like, god damn. Like,
yeah. Well, and then if you get the official TechFlex from WireCare, it's pretty expensive too.
I'm gonna buy a factory in China. Hey, a lot of the stuff is, a lot of the stuff. Yeah, if you got the connections, man.
Yeah.
Like I got a couple guys that, dude, they got all the connections in China. They can give me anything I want. I'm like, oh wow, that's scary. But you got to buy. You got to buy like
Yeah.
a lot of it. You know, it's like I don't. Part of the problem is like I don't mind buying a year's worth of stuff, but where do you put it?
Yeah.
You know, like we'll buy like we try to buy like a quarter's worth of shrink wrap just because it's a pain in the ass to order it all the time.
Mhm.
So I just try to order like underneath where the table saw is, that area there. That's a storage, and all the shrink wrap, wire, all of it is stuffed into there, so I don't
Yeah.
have to see it. But yeah, so all of that tape is going to come from JK Tape. They sell all the tape. They sell all the wrappings, and he's the importer for all the tested tape that everyone's using. So he
Yeah.
just makes his own tape too. And then honestly, when it comes to screws and stuff, it sucks, but I just buy them off Amazon because it's like I know I could get them cheaper someplace else, but then I got to deal with somebody. It's like it's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I would love for a screw guy to come in and be like, "What do you need? I'll put it all together. Here's your order tags and all that crap." And I'm sure there's somebody that'll do that.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna order enough, they'll do it.
Yeah,
they do it
yeah, and that's the thing. Like we use, like I have, M2s, M3s, M4s, M5s, M6s, and I would love, all of that, but I also don't want to spend $10,000 on screws.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's, but and there again, it's a lot of the times I'm just buying. So I'll buy just the kits off Amazon that have the nuts, the screws, the washers, and everything, and they're only like $20.
You can get them out of freight too, but then you have to go in person.
Yeah, I don't like those screws. Yeah.
Well,
No, there's a ton of them. It's just a matter of convenience because remember, I don't have a lot of time to dick around with this shit.
Well, plus what's killing you is like MOQ, minimum order quantities.
Yeah. And it's like I need it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Even ordering from some of the and then all the ABS in Centra we get from a local place called what's the name?
It's just plastic or something like that.
No, Farco. It's called Farco.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We
that was it.
We review movies and TV series, and we done a documentary series about the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I learned some things in this one that I didn't already know.
There you go.
Click on the link. Join us.
All right, man.
We'll see you next week.
All right, guys. You have a nice night. See ya.